Okay, so I'm back with Mercury retrograde. And guys, even though Mercury is not going retrograde until November, I still got the Halloween action going on. Okay, so I love Halloween time. Just fall period. But let's get into this because Mercury will be going retrograde on November the 9th. And baby, let me tell you, if you did not know and you have not felt it yet, get ready, buckle up, because this one is going to be a doozy. You know how I am. I'm here to give you the real life on these transits. Now, here goes an extra added emphasis that should I say, that we're adding to Mercury retrograde this year or for this month. And let me tell you, Mars is going to enter into the sign of Sagittarius on November the 4th. Here we go. This is the thing here. What I really wanted to focus on, because I don't want to get too confusing. And there's going to be a full moon in Taurus on November the 5th. And I'm going to do a separate video on that. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel so that you can we can tap back into what that looks like. It's a lot, guys. So right on this particular video, I want to focus in on Venus. I want to focus in on Mercury retrograde and Sagittarius and the emphasis of Mars happening a few days before that. Well, it really doesn't matter, because when you deal with the shadow period of Mercury retrograde, you will start to feel its effects prior to it actually going, being full throttle inside of a sign. Just it's full on positioning, and it stops motion. And this is the thing. Let's take these two, and we're gonna put these two energies together. First of all, having Mercury. Mercury is the communication planet. Mercury deals with knowledge, information, talking, communicating, siblings, the immediate environments, like our immediate environment, our local environment, neighbors, however you want to put it. Sagittarius rules expansion, wanting to move further, wanting to move forward, higher knowledge, higher education, distance, travel, our belief system, the things outside of that. So what do we have when these two come together? Okay, granted, during this time, a lot can get done. But I'm telling you, it's going to require outsmarting, or being smart and outsmarting at the same time. It's going to require that. Because everywhere that we really want to move forward and we really need that luck and we really need those blessings, we have Mercury being like, oh, but what about this? Oh, this over here. Oh, but we got to make sure this gets done first. Like having that pointed out. And it can definitely be nerve-wracking, to say the least. This is where miscommunication happens. This is where disturbances happen, arguments, fights, disasters, because we have two energies that definitely could work together in a position to where maybe up front, off top, they're not working together right. You have to find a way to make these two energies work together in your life. And let me tell you something. If you guys want me to be particularly honest, I'm going to tell you my approach. My approach is, if something fails, I'm going to do another thing. And without swiftly acting. And when I say swiftly acting, I mean acting sporadically. There could be development, things that come up to where you hear about it and you want to really act out or act sporadically. Don't take a step back. Because this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you guys what I'm going to do. Take a step back and just allow yourself to think of solutions, right? Allow that to come to you. And I'm going to shut my effing mouth. Did you hear what I just said? There's nothing that I need to be reacting to and responding to that is so important. Okay? Especially if I'm telling you, if I don't care who it is, if I have not already said it prior to this particular transit, I'm not going to say it until after the transit. And just watch what you're agreeing to. Okay, so it's a doozy. And I'm going to go to each sign. All right, this is the intro. Most people won't watch the intro. so I won't make it too long. But it's definitely, guys, if you're starting to feel anxiety or anxiousness that you missed something, that doors are being closed, opportunities are being closed, yeah, that's pretty much what we're dealing with here. But with Sagittarius, there's a will and there's a way. And you have to be smart enough. You have to outsmart your own self. Okay, you have to outsmart the situation. Trust me, I am a Gemini. I think this way all the time. That's why I'm trying to give you ways to approach these situations, because it can be a doozy. And I'm going to tell you, if you can make it fun, make it fun. Now, Uranus is retrograde in the sign of Gemini, right? So it'll be opposing Mars and Sagittarius for a couple of days, right? But then it's going to retrograde back into the sign of Taurus and just sit in the sign of Taurus. Okay, so this is a lot dealing with money, things dealing with possessions, things dealing with our self-worth, tradition, where we're comfortable at. And for a lot of people, that's going to get sketchy. It's where we're usually comfortable at. It's like we want to be comfortable there, but something won't allow us. And it could be hard. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just keeping it real. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about that more in details and in depth for each sign. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for joining, viewing, watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing isolated transits all throughout this month. And you know how I typically do a monthly video? I probably won't do that for this month because it's just too much. And I don't want to overwhelm you guys. You could just look at separate videos and then come back and then, do your thing. All right. So thank you. Thank you. I will timestamp the video and go check it out. See you later. Peace. Oh, and by the way, yes, you can look at your sun and rising. If you can handle the moon, look at the moon. But because of a lot of already everything that's going on, just keep it simple on yourself. Okay? All right. Thank you. Okay, so Aries for you. This Mercury retrograde is happening inside of your 9th house. Wow. So there's going to be things that come up for you or that you have to revisit when it comes to your belief system, when it comes to something that you're moving forward on in life. And what could be very well stopping you is the way that you're thinking, maybe the way you're thinking about yourself. And it could go a little bit deeper than that because there's going to be a full moon in Taurus, and this is definitely finances as well. And with finances, it could be a something that you have to pay out of pocket, or something that is, because the second house could talk about savings accounts too. And this could be something that maybe you have to go into your savings account about, or that you're paying money out to. It could be to where maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to take some courses or classes at school, but money and finances is blocking that. Or you have to take that into account first before you make moves to plan a trip or to travel somewhere. That could very well be an issue. But at the same time, some of you guys can travel. Now, this is my thing, because Mars is in Sagittarius, is in your 9th house. So this is my thing. There could be some opportunities or some opportunities that come along that's going to seem like an answer or some sort of result to any financial situation that you have found yourself in, or maybe someone that you're dealing with. Because a lot of times, we forget about the fact that even if we're good with money, a lot of times or sometimes our children or grandchildren are not. So anytime you have money leaving out, or that you have to pay, it could be you having to pay or help someone else with their bills, or help someone else in a situation that they're in. I will have to say though, for you, this is my thing for you, with Mars entering into your 9th house, this is either you making a move or you planning and preparing to, since Mercury is retrograde, you're going to literally see that where you're at, you've outgrown that situation. It's somewhere where you're at, you've outgrown. This is something Mercury going retrograde, because you know how sometimes we'll make a decision about something, and then when things calm down or it feels like something satisfies us or pacifies us for the time being, we take a step back and we're like, oh, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm good here. Or maybe maybe I have longer than what I think, or where, what I want. No. Mercury retrograde is going to remind you of why you have to expand in the following areas of belief, in the following areas of experience. You have the experience for something, to do something else, or to go towards something else, to build on that experience and to further your, and further your opportunities. And your Mercury going retrograde is going to show you just where, no, you should not settle, or you cannot stop. Now, like I said before, this is something that some of you guys are going to make a move on, and some of you guys are preparing for. So understand that. In the full moon in Taurus, there could be some sort of financial situation or something that you wake up and realize about your worth, about how you invest in yourself. And let me tell you, I see this happen too. A lot of times, as our children grow up and leave the nest and have to go on into the world on their own, and we become empty nesters, and it puts us in another position to where we have to really check in with ourselves to say, okay, so what do I do now? And I feel that for quite a bit of you, but for the ones of you where that's not the case, this is about you personally, and it could be a combination of both, right? So you're going to have to make for some of you guys, you're going to have to make some extra money, or if it's not about you making some extra money, this is about you seeing about yourself, and also seeing where you allowed yourself to let go of certain things because you remained in your comfort zone, or because you were traditional about something that's requiring you to look at things in an untraditional way. There's a couple of things that's going on here. Now, careful with communications though, because if you're planning for travel, or anything to where it's at a distance, you have to, maybe it's, you leave a message for someone else and then they got to leave a message in, word of mouth, some type of way. Make sure that you get as close as possible to the person that you should be communicating with or in contact with, as much as possible. Because the more that there is room for the he say, she say stuff, or, hey, return this call, emailing people and not getting a response, that's more room for error, especially when it comes to situations that you need an immediate response, or you need something quicker, because Mercury's already retrograde. Although, if you have done these steps and there's still some sort of issues when it comes to solidifying, solidifies appointments, scheduling, things, that information that's being left out, get all the information you can, but at the same time, allow yourself to kind of just wait things out. You could get angered. You could get angered when you feel that every time you try to move forward, and every time you make that decision, but you try to put action towards it, there's some type of block, or there's some type of compromise, whether it's people coming at you. I feel and see a lot of situations with you that's, where there's an interference when it's coming from other people as well, because we have 7th house. No, that's the 8th house. Oh, that could be your personal feeling, something that you're feeling, and that you are psychologically and emotionally attached to. Wow. Especially when it comes to finances, money, and security. And some of you guys, you have to question yourself. You have to ask the question of, where have you been thinking small? In terms, I see this a lot. I see this a lot where people will not strive as high as they can or that they want to, because it just seems to be outside of their norm. What they usually make, what they usually do. So wow, Aries, you're definitely being challenged. There's something that you might have to update, some sort of possession or possessions that's calling for update or some type of upkeep or something of the sorts. Okay, so yeah, Mars here, definitely Mars in your ninth house. There's definitely opportunities for travel, opportunities for expansion, opportunities for experiences. So new experiences. However, I kind of feel like these are a lot of experiences with Mercury going retrograde in your ninth house. These are experiences that you have already had, situations you've already visited, but now you get to revisit them from a different approach is what I see. From a different approach. So even though some of this stuff is going to seem like, okay, well, I already did this, or, okay, it's coming back around for you to confront or to deal with a different approach, because it's going to definitely come back around. Okay. And full moon in Taurus on November the 5th is going to be where you clearly see where you have to make some sort of changes to, like I said, your possessions, your self-worth, your comfort zone. And you're going to be tested to come outside of that for some of you guys, for many of you guys. Okay, so thank you, Aries, for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back to inform you and update you on more of the transits to come. Now, if you need to go watch the intro, also go do that, because I explained a little bit about what this Mercury retrograde transit is about. Mercury retrograde Sagittarius transit is about. So if you want to and you have time, go check that out. Thank you. All right, Taurus. Hello, Taurus. Okay, so Mercury is going to be going retrograde inside of your 8th house. Mercury is going to be there, Mars the 9th, and Mercury's going to be there November the 9th. However, Mars enters Sagittarius on November the 4th. So there's a lot when it's dealing with business, finances, money, debt. So there's a lot that maybe you are indebted to, Taurus, and you are having to find ways to pay this debt off. There are financial opportunities that could possibly be coming up for you. There are things in the blueprint. Yes. However, you have to research, you have to look for, you have to communicate. You have to, because there's blockages here because of the fact that Mercury is sitting here inside the sign of Sagittarius too. So you have to, where you thought you were moving before, or like your experiences was you were gonna be in the clear, or you had this plan, you might have to revise that plan. There could be some restrictions on your finances when it comes to other people's money. So taking out loans, taking out, receiving certain things that's outside when it comes to business and stuff like that. It's not that it's completely blocked. However, I feel like it's important for right now to not just, or to understand, make some sort of plans. Just go ahead and do this if you need to not depend on what you feel like some sort of income source is coming in. Some of you guys are going to have to make and create your way, make the money, create the money, save the money, involve yourself in new business endeavorments. Okay. Read the fine prints of loans, because there's definitely some sort of delay coming up here, or some sort of sticky situation dealing with your finances, dealing with marriage. Because if someone asks you to sign a prenup, you got to look into it to see, okay, so what do I get if this marriage doesn't work? What do I do? What's the next step? What do we do? How do we work this situation out? Now, some of you guys, here is a chance for you to solve some sort of significant financial situations. I'm going to go ahead and let you know. It's a chance for some of you guys to solve some sort of significant financial situation and to actually get out of debt. But you have to, there is something that you need to look into, some sort of documentation, some sort of assistance, because Sagittarius also speaks of like the counsel, the counselor, other people to help advise you. Now, I would say this, don't listen to everybody's advice just because they're advising you as well. Okay? It is important to get the first, yes, someone's input, but then go and get another person's input. So there could be some sort of financial opportunity coming up This is you also. There's something emotional about this particular situation to you, and psychological, because we are dealing with the 8th house. Okay. And with the 8th house, you're dealing with fear. And for some of you guys are going to have to face some of your biggest fears, or one of your biggest fears that you had this premonition about, you knew was coming, or you were afraid that was going to come, and you're going to have to face it, and you're going to have to overcome it. Now, how that happens, it just depends. However, on the other side of this, you facing your fears, are financial opportunities and business and money. Okay. So just know this. Mercury being here, you're going to have self-doubts possibly coming up. You're going to have ways that things are not going to work coming up. And you have to override that. But just take it slow. Because we don't want any sporadic responses, or we don't want anything sporadic to where it's going to cause you to act in a manner that is going to be more harm than good. We want to refrain from doing that right now, Taurus. Because you have a full moon in your sign on November the 5th. So, okay. So this is about remaining still in control. And not only that, to put the icing on the cake, Uranus, that planet that you thought you got rid of, is going to retrograde from Gemini into your sign on November the 7th. So where you felt and thought that you were forming some sort of stability, and you were getting out of this craziness and this, it's, I say craziness, but the sporadic and just random adventure to life, that is coming back around. And when I tell you that some sort of certain developments that happens, you're not going to see coming. It's almost like, wait, what? You being blindsided in a way. Listen, as much as it could be good for some people off bat if this is what you're looking for. And then for others, it could definitely be a headache. Go with it. Okay. And I'm not telling you this for no reason. Take a look around at our world right now and what's happening. And the thing about it, Taurus, is you got to tell yourself, where there's a will, there's a effing way. There's a will. When there's a will, there's a way. I'm telling you. Take a step back. And you have to be able to outsmart these situations, because the blessings are there, laying dormant, laying in disguise. So this is about getting ourselves out of these situations, out of these uncomfortable situations, through thinking, through negotiating, through understanding, but most importantly, through knowing, through information, through facts, through communicating. But it's about thinking, it's about communicating, but we're revisiting these situations that we've already faced, and we are overcoming them. The point is to try to overcome them and to see where there are opportunities, even though we're getting hit with this backlash, with lack, with things being taken away. It's like, okay, well, let's see where there's opportunities, where does opportunities lie, and a lot of times in the age of Aquarius, since we're in the age of Aquarius, it comes through humanitarianism. It comes through being able to work with others. It comes through being able to detach from a lot of this stuff, because there's power in that. And for you, Taurus, the power, this full moon is with you in the sign of Taurus. And there's things that, yes, you may be asked to let go of, or detach from, or not worry about. And see if there's another way, versus worrying, overthinking, overcompensating. See if there is another way. Okay. See how you can use yourself in this time span to expand. And like I said before, where it looks tricky is before you feel like you get told no. I mean, yes, you're going to get told some no's, but there's a loopholes when it comes to finances, other people's finances, and money, especially pertaining to business. Because some of you guys are meant to have to open up your own business. And then there's other people, there's a combination, because maybe you have to leave from that or have that, but be able to step into something else as well that's a little bit more secure. But some of you guys got to go full throttle, hard in the paint with what it is that you're doing and what it is that you're working on. And you have to invent and bring about those opportunities for yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, so thank you, Taurus, for joining me. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be back covering the rest of the transits that's going crazy this month. And I'm going to definitely cover the full moon in your sign separately. So make sure you check that out. All right. And if you need to go back and check out the intro to see what these transits are about, and you want a little bit more information and details about it, then go check out the intro. But until the next time, I'll be back. Oh yeah, this could be for your sun and your rising. And if you feel like you need to look at it for your moon, go right ahead. All right. Thanks. Okay. So hello, Gemini. I am back for the Mercury retrograde video. This is Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius in your 7th house. Not only do you have Mercury retrograde in your 7th house, is there with Mars, like I've told the other signs that I've done already. So you're going to have Mars here in your 7th house on November the 4th, and then Mercury is retrograde joining into your 7th house on November the 7th. And let me tell you something, it's a lot. Because now you're dealing with people. You're dealing with people coming back from the past. You're dealing with issues that's alongside of that's coming back from the past. And some people are coming back. And let me tell you, this could turn into like war, or this could be something that to where you overcome it through communication, negotiation. And I'm going to tell you, some people are looking for compromise. It depends on the place that you're at, Gemini. Because there's going to be some situations where you don't feel like you need to compromise in a situation. And I will tell you, no, of course you shouldn't, especially in situations where you felt like you've gotten the short end of the stick. However, hear me out. If you looked at the intro of this video, I said, and I mentioned, I named a couple things that I'm going to be doing that's going to benefit me. And one is I'm going to shutting my mouth unless it's just I have to speak for certain things. Other than that, if I have not said what I needed to say to someone pertaining to something, I'm going to not say it until after Mercury goes direct. Did you hear what I said? And if I'm going to say something, I'm going to do it in a well thought out manner. Okay, we have Mercury. And Mercury is transiting in opposition sign of Sagittarius. Already, that is conflict. Sometimes conflict of interest. Okay, finding out news that we don't want to hear because it's interfering with the way that we move forward. And it is through other people. So Gemini, you could literally be feeling like right now that you're being blocked from certain opportunities because of certain people. And it will definitely be true, because you have certain people that maybe when you get certain situations that happens or that plays out, there could be instances to where maybe there's certain guidelines or rules that has to be followed, and where one person may follow them and somebody else may not. Because they're like, okay, well, here's a little leeway right here. We don't have to follow this. It's just based off of power. And in your situation, there are people. And I'm not saying that all of them are trying to advise you wrong. That's not what I'm saying. Or trying to purposely interfere. They could really very well feel like they're helping you, or they're being some sort of help. They're doing their job, when really they are blocking you from other things that you need in order to move forward. Okay. So this is the thing. I kind of feel like what's happening is a repeat of stuff that you've already had happen in your past. This is for everybody. Because when you look at Sagittarius and you deal with Sagittarian energy, you're dealing with experiences, and then you put it in. Mercury might as well be like some sort of tape recorder or video recorder or something, or file. Yeah. And you just, you put it in, and then bloop, something spits out, pulls up a random disc or tape or something that was already recorded or already done. And then it's like, okay, here we go. And now all of a sudden you're looking at a projector, or it's like you're being positioned into some situation similar to the past that you've already done. And when I tell you that has happened to me, I mean to you, that's happened to me. And I'm telling you, the only way I'm getting through this huge mind F is to literally, I promise you, is to literally act like I'm in a freaking game and act like all of this stuff can be replaced every day. I promise you, including the people. And because of that, I decided the best method is to act like I'm playing a game. So this is my thing. Like I said, it is very important to take a step back, because there's going to be some situations to where you're going to clearly see and allow other people that's fighting, whatever issues they have, you're going to let them, I'm not going to say you're going to let them fight. However, you're going to let them set themselves up. You're going to let them handle their own stuff. You're going to literally remove yourself out of a lot of these situations and really focus on these opportunities that you have. There is critical things that information, communications, experiences. Some of you guys even would travel. Somebody could possibly want to travel with you, but at the same time it's being blocked because there could be instances to where you're just like, nope, I don't agree to this. Someone wants to move forward to you, or people that want to move forward to you, and you're just, they feel like you're holding back, and this is vice versa in different areas in and out and throughout your life. So definitely understand that. However, this is the thing. Why it is good to kind of just take a step back and be the observer right now. Now, there's going to be certain things and certain times where you're going to have to speak up and you're going to have to do things, but let it be. You have to be focused in. You have to be focused in on what's going on right now, because it's going to be hard for you to solidify opportunities for yourself and take advantage of that, but then take on other people's stuff too. So you're literally going to have to consciously make these decisions. And, is it fun? No. And let me tell you, there's old situations or situations from the past that someone or some people could be looking for some sort of resolve from. And it's interesting enough because I feel like Geminis, a lot of you guys are at the point to where you're really ready to speak your piece. But the thing about it is this is the thing about it. Whenever we have Mercury in Sagittarius, this is an energy to where it's going too far. Saying something, maybe even saying a little bit too much information than what you need to say. Trust me, that needs to be said. So that's why, to keep myself safe, I just feel like I'm just going to try to say less. Okay, because this is them fighting words type energy. It's easy to get in an argument. It's easy to get in a debate. People saying slick stuff. People having attitudes. People, feeling mad. So the whole thing, if they feel hurt about something or mad about something, to retaliate, to say something rude, to act out. That is a lot of what's going on right now. And this is the thing. It could seem like it's directed towards you. This is why I'm saying, don't let it be direct. If it is directed towards you and it's something that you don't have to address, or you can watch the manner in which you address it, do so. Address what you got to address. If it's something you've already said to somebody, I just am not the type of person that feels like right now you need to keep repeating yourself. I kind of feel like your actions should speak louder than your words. If you told a mofo, listen, I'm done with you, allow yourself to be done with them. Okay, this is just Mercury retrograde, because what you're doing is you're putting yourself in a position to say to people, okay, even though this has happened, even though I was treated this type of way, even though I should not be dealing with you, I'm going to, because you apologize. It's just setting you up for failure, because 9 times out of 10, a person is still, it's like you still don't know if this person has actively made changes. The only time we can see that is through time. And like someone showing up, you don't want to just hear what they're talking about. Trust me and believe me on this. So this is the thing. You have opportunities through other people. This is the type of energy though to where we have to really make our own opportunities. We have to use this transit and use these experiences that's happening right now to get ourselves out of these sticky, messed up situations. Out of these situations by doing something totally different, by taking these opportunities in our own hands. This is the time. Now, while Uranus is inside the sign of Gemini, I'm going to tell you where it's about to go. I'm going to tell you where it's about to go, Gemini. You don't really want to hear this, but I'm going to tell you where it's about to go. Uranus is going to retrograde back into your 12th house. Uranus in our 12th house made us feel and seem bad shit crazy. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It was not, even though we have Taurus in our 12th house, Uranus being there brings, we like to be carefree, like worried. We don't really want to be worried about our security. We don't really want to be worried or have to think about traditions and following some sort of construct and being, just stuck and stubborn for no reason. We didn't want to have to think about that. We didn't want to have to think about our possessions. And because let me tell you, the best way to manifest things is when you detach from it. When you just, it's like it's not even there. And for us, that worked like a charm. And let me tell you something. Uranus in our 12th house made us actually realize everything around us. What we found security in, where our comfort zone was, and what we could no longer do, because it just was like people, it was situations, it was emotional experiences, it was our unconscious, it was the unknown becoming known. All of this stuff we decided to actually focus on because it was, there was a reason to. God forbid something happens and then I need my child provided for, whatever the case may be. We started realizing it. But we started realizing things from a futuristic standpoint, because that's, the energy Uranus is bringing in. And it was certain experiences that made our emotions swing from one place to another place, and just dealing with these unconscious situations being awakened. Okay, Uranus coming back here. There's a full moon here. Whatever that is, I'm telling you, it's just something that's trying to play with your mind. But at the same time, it's going to be some sort of insights. If it's, okay, how do you know what's playing with your mind? So what's playing with your mind are these little situations going on around you, to where it's like, it seems like you're escaping and things are happening and moving, and you're able to fix the problems. You're able to fix the situations that you're in, only just to find out something comes up and it's like, oh, actually, no, you're not going to be able to do that. All these no's. Right now, for this month, for this transit, it's full moon happening in Taurus. You have got to be willing. Have you ever been in a hurricane and then you were one of those people to ride the hurricane out because you listen to the news, riding it out too sometimes could be the choice, the place that you go to ride it out. For example, you could be like, okay, I'm about to go, they told us to evacuate, I'm about to go out of town to ride this out. Things like that. I'm about to go to the next city over to ride this out. I'm about to go wherever to ride this out. Some people was like, I'm going to stay here and ride it out, whatever the case may be. If you ever are in a situation to where they give some sort of severe warning about any storm, just go ahead and leave. If they say to evacuate, just go ahead and leave. Okay. But riding it out, find another place to ride it out. But riding it out is just keep. Okay. Listen to me. Yes. Be flexible where you need to be flexible, but you have to keep this in mind. Okay. Tell yourself, Gemini, I've seen this before. I've done this before. I felt this before. I know what's going on, even if I don't know what's going on. This is when you get yourself and you got to kick yourself into active manifestation mode. Do you understand? And you cannot let these things, these possessions, these things play mind tricks on you. We don't want you to put yourself in a position where you're worrying. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you're fearing the unknown, because that's going to happen. But if you can allow yourself to operate, create this vision for yourself and to operate within that vision, you're going to see a way out, and you're going to see the purpose. Whatever is taking place, you're going to see, okay, well, there's this reasoning behind it. You're going to understand the reasoning behind it. Do you understand me? And you're going to outsmart or outthink the situation. Where could you, seeing things happening, Where can you take matters into your own hands? Because for some of you guys, some of y'all are needed to create something. Some of you guys are needed to become something. Some of you guys are needed to just go for it without care. It doesn't matter what happens, just do it. Like Nike. Some of y'all need to become Nike. Literally. Man. Now let's go back up to this 7th house. Some of y'all are going to have opportunities and blocks by way of other people. This is why you have to, even though you can allow yourself to be open to others, you have to really depend on yourself right now. Your words, your mind, what you understand. And it does not matter how other people feel about it. I'm telling you, if you allow, because this is another thing that Gemini is on. Gemini is on this whole kick about expanding. Gemini is on this whole kick about new experiences. We don't want to be dealing with the past, but here come mofos from the past. Here come these old experiences. And if you allow these situations to take you back, let's not do it. Let's not do it. Opportunities definitely is sitting there. Other people are they in the way? Yes. But does that have to completely stop you? No. If there's altercations that come your way, just handle it differently. You know, hey, this is the thing. I get, okay, well, I hear what you're saying. However, I am at this place here. I don't tend to go back. We talked about this. I feel like we went over this already. We discussed this already. And maybe we see things differently, but the way I see things, I don't enjoy being abused. I don't enjoy being taken advantage of. I don't enjoy A, B, C, or D. Whatever the case may be. And just leave it. But one thing you're not going to do is you're not going to allow yourself to be vacuumed back in, sucked back in to something you've already made decisions that you're not going to deal with and you're not going to do. We need new opportunities, new experiences. Some of you guys, you might talk to some counselors because Sagittarius represent ministers, counselors and mentors. Some of y'all can become that. But whatever your thing is, I'm telling you, the way out is dealing with other people, helping other people. Think about ways that you can profit or make money. I see real estate agents, they help other people. People that write books, you can do self-help books. People that talk to other people, broadcast, listen, create stuff, making clothes, making music, doing Uber. I don't know what it is. But just remember that you are not stuck. And if someone gives you some bad news, take a step back, okay, and see how you can look at it. And what could be what's your approach? Because you're definitely going to have blockages where it seems like it's by way of other people. When you're trying to move forward, then you have all these stipulations. Just watch what you're saying to these people. Okay. All right. So Gemini, I will be back. Listen, just come back and join me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel because I definitely will be back because we have other transits to cover. Okay. That's very important. And then, like how come check back in so we can keep up with this stuff on a detailed manner. I'm not telling you, I'm not trying to restrict you as Mercury right now. I'm telling you what to do to play chess. All right. Okay. Thank you, Gemini. Hello, Cancer. Okay. So Cancer, you're having Mars, entering into your 6th house of work on November the 4th. Okay. Mars is going to be there. Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius is also happening in November the 7th for sure. However, you're going to feel it before that. Probably around about the same times you feel Mars entering into Sagittarius, where there's pressure, there's force for you to make some sort of move at work. Something that you're doing. I don't know if you are finishing something up. You're going to the next level of something. You're going to the next level of something or what you're doing. Okay. Because some of you guys, maybe you're going to be finishing with work and, some of you guys, you have some new responsibilities, new updates, new developments that is going to be at work where you're busy, where there's new opportunities at work, or where you're in a certain situation or a certain positioning, but you want to be in another one. So you're clearly seeing you're sitting somewhere. Okay. And you're clearly seeing or you're envisioning something that you want to be somewhere else. And this is the thing. You feel that you can't get to that other place, to that somewhere else, because you're here at this one place right here. And you are determining, or it's some sort of time span, because our time limit. I see this with people that retire. They know whatever you're working, maybe you're working on something. You're trying to finish a degree or whatever that is. So whatever you're working on, there is some, or whatever you're waiting for, you're like, oh my gosh, the new experiences is abroad. It's ahead. And it is. However, just the time, Mercury going retrograde is showing you, okay, well, here we go. We have to finish up this paperwork. Maybe there's some things that you missed, that was miscommunicated about, where you're at in your career developments, responsibilities. There could be more responsibilities on your plate. Maybe you're doing something, you've obtained something, you gain something that is going to cost money, but like all the stuff you're factoring in. So you may rethink a position because of that, where it's like a choice of whether, okay, so am I going to let something go, or am I going to let this go with my work and responsibilities, or is this something that I have to keep up for a while, whatever the case may be, in order for you to have what you want in your life right about now. Okay. So for some of you guys, it can feel like a gain, but at a sacrifice or at a cost. Now, this is the thing. So there's things coming up around work, responsibilities that you're going to have. I think that it's best for you to communicate, because if you could communicate to others that you're needing help or assistance, or what your developments are as far as like your future, because I see Sagittarius as that, then you have to communicate that, because if not, people are not going to know. And I don't want you somewhere feeling like you're suffering in silence, and what you say and what you feel matters, Cancer. I'm going to say that because a lot of you guys are hush hush on certain things and certain experiences. And so retrograde here, you get the chance to say or speak up or make it known or add your thoughts in about how to move things forward, how you're moving forward. So some of you guys have a lot to say that's going to be helpful for other people as well. So please understand that you may be forced or pushed or feeling motivated to do more, to speak up. Okay. And you should. And this is the thing. I feel out of all signs, you are, or you have that capability to do so, to where it's actually benefiting people. Everybody else I done told they need to be quiet. I done told, well, so far, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, I done said, listen, just shut the F up for just a second. So keep that in mind. So you might have to you're either going to be called to do this, or you're going to have requested assistance, like mentor others, maybe speak to a counselor or someone, or someone to help you organize your schedule, or to help you make your next important moves. If you feel that if this is something that you're signing in the contract for some type of work, then have somebody else look over it, or take time to look over it. See what it is in the details about what those work requirements is, what the responsibilities are, new developments on your health. And this is the thing. Be careful, because if you're put in stressful situations at work, something you're doing, right? You've been on a diet, you've been doing good so far. What'll happen is we'll start doing things like stress eating. I'm doing it right now. Stress eating and drinking. Stress eating and drinking. And what it does is it is in conflict with your health program, something that you've been working on. And another thing, when our schedule starts to get busy or backed up and we have too many obligations, it's where you've been preparing your foods, or you've been preparing something, you've been organized. It can start being easy to be like, okay, well, I work, like I'm tired or whatever. Let me break this and go get some fast food or something of the sort. So just be mindful of that. I just wanted to bring that up. So where you are feeling like you're moving forward in developments at work, there is a lot of things that's coming up that may be put on your workload, or that may be more responsibility for you. And what is happening, I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's either you step up in this area and you be all about it, or you move to something else that is going to be better suited for you. Now, there's a full moon in your 11th house. So something that you wanted in the way that you wanted it is going to come to an end, because this is the thing. You can't obtain that. You want something at another level. So some of you guys are actually striving to get that, or you want something different than what you had or the way that you thought it was going to go. And being open to releasing that is you actually stepping outside of your comfort zone, Cancer. And I'm very, very proud of you guys for that. Stepping outside of your comfort zone, and you're not really leaving things to just other people that you're involved with. You're making active choices in your life, and you're doing it because you feel like you deserve it and you want it, and you have done so much, you have accomplished so much. The place that you've gotten yourself, you should be honored and you should be very, very proud. And I'm here to say it. And I say you go out and you get what you want, because this is not the time to settle. Do you understand me? This is not the time to settle. You have to face your fears. You have to go and you change into and transition into that new area of life for you, and you feel good about doing it. And even if you don't feel good because you feel like you're leaving something behind, you're leaving people behind, yet what you're leaving behind is the feelings of other people. That's what you're leaving behind. At once upon a time, you sacrificed yourself. You sacrifice the way that you feel. You try to make things work. Now, it's not about you not making things work, baby. You're making things work in your life. And I want this for you. So when that doubt comes up in your mind, yes, take a step back and look at it. And you see, okay, well, you're going to be getting signs, like realistic signs. Don't get me wrong. But you see to where you can say, okay, you know what though? And when I'm thinking about this and I'm worrying or I'm having doubt, is this based in reality for real? Or is this just another way for me to find an excuse to not just live the life that I want? And you have to ask yourself the question, and you have to act on it. And let me tell you, the argument with you is that I'm telling you, you got some, you have situations to where you're dealing with people working against you or situations working against you through stuff that you were told. You could have been a Cancer that has been holding on to something since you were a child. If someone told you, listen, I know like someone that works with kids with disabilities and stuff like that. I know some kids that they could be so much further along, but their mother or their parents, not just their mother, their parents tell them stuff like, okay, their parents pretty much project their fears onto them. Like, you can't do this, you can't do that. And then as I see them make leadway and see them do it, some of their parents are fearful of them actually being independent or them actually doing things that they can do already. And so when you have those type of interactions and you have that embedded into your thought process about how much you can't do something, you're going to believe it. And some of you guys, you're still trying to overcome stuff and detach from stuff that was told to you when you were a kid or when you were smaller, or some sort of significant experience that you had to where it made you feel that you had to work for others, or you had to make sure that others felt good, and you had to acquiesce to that, Well, what about you? Like, screw these people. Okay. All right, Cancers, thank you for watching. You can look at this for the sun, rising. I've heard some people say their moon, but I'm telling you, if you want to get very precise, you can do your sun and your rising, and your moon, you can check in with how you feel, of course. But needless to say, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back covering more transits for November, because during this Mercury retrograde is going to be wild and crazy. All right. Okay. Thank you, Cancers. Okay, so hello, Leo. How's it going? So we're here with, we're going into the month of November, but this video is mostly focused on Mercury going retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius, and also Mars being inside of Sagittarius. I was covering Mercury retrograde. However, Mars is going to be transiting Sagittarius as well. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be covering other transits separate versus me just doing a whole November video. Okay, so let's start with you, because where Sagittarius is for you is in your 5th house. So some of you guys, you're going to start feeling motivated or pushed to, make yourself better, become, do you, follow your heart, take risk. Okay. Be brave, be bold, move forward to where when there was something that maybe it was pertaining to you, something you were doing, something you gambled on, you took a risk at, or you're doing that, it doesn't matter. But then there's some things that maybe if it didn't go the way that you wanted, or it's not working out the way that you wanted, you decided that you're going to move forward. You're not going to let this situation or whatever happened stop you. Okay, that is great, Leo. So you're regaining your momentum. You're feeling passionate about it. You're feeling passionate about moving forward and leaving something behind. Some of you guys, you're going to be leaving parts of some sort of identity that you had behind, some parts of yourself behind, because you felt like you're outgrowing, and you are with this, Mars and Sagittarius places. It shows where you're outgrowing certain experiences that you already had. You ready to have new experiences, Leo. This is what the energy is trying to usher in. However, I feel like the way that some of you guys could be thinking, it could put you in a situation to where, okay, so, all right, I was disturbed, I was interrupted, but this is the thing. So what you're doing is it's time for you to have new experiences. You're reshaping who you are. Now, like I said, for some of you guys, Mercury going retrograde inside of Sagittarius, this could be doubt that comes up because you're going to feel it's not easy for Leos to make changes like that, and even though you're about having fun and you're about living life and you're about being passionate, there are times, and there came a time now to where you have to really see where you have to get serious at, because you not doing so is affecting your life. You have to really see to where you need to make these changes at, because you not doing so is really affecting your life in a not so good way. And some of you guys, really what is leading up to all of this is just you in your head, in your mind, overthinking things. Okay. Fighting and battling with your own ego for some of you guys. So it's like overthinking. I will tell you, that's what a block is. Because where you want to move forward and where you want to embrace these changes, right? There could be mental blocks. There could be blocks. Let's say you want to move, but yet you're staying in a situation, or you're staying in your local immediate environment, or things that you always knew, the way that you've known them, the way that you've expressed them. How can you move forward when you're stuck there? When your mind is playing tricks on you, shall I say? And some of you guys with the traveling, with the needing to expand, and then there's blocks there and there's delays. Okay. But it's not saying, okay, what's your motive? Let's go there. And you can answer this, out loud. You can answer this in the comment section. You can just answer this to yourself. It doesn't matter. You have to ask yourself the question, okay, what's your motive? Because if your motive is, if whatever you're trying to go to is taking you towards some of the same similar actions, interactions, and surroundings, then that could be, the delay could be where you need to reflect on that and see, okay, well, is this the best thing for me to do? And for some of you guys, it's really about the timing as well, because there's something that you need to see. There's something that you need to become privy of. And it's just delays. When we have anything dealing with Mercury, and then there is Sagittarius transiting Mercury, you have two oppositions to where one can go to one extreme, one sided extreme of things, the way that they see things in the point of view, in the perspective, Mercury. And then the other one can go with, hey, let's just move past this. Let's just forget it. Let's just let it go. Let's have new experiences. But nothing's getting resolved. Okay, you might want to do that because, hey, that might be, it's like, why keep rehashing this stuff? But it's something calling for an equilibrium, something being like these actions need to take place on equal grounds, right? So this is more about saying, okay, let me look at this for a second. Even though I want to move forward and, go on to the next thing, or business as usual, what do I need to confront in my life? What do I need to talk about? What do I need to have some awareness about? Right? And be there and be in that position, and just allow yourself, Leo, you will be challenged with this. Allow yourself to really think about, not overthink, but just have a bit of a brief. This is not something that you have to just be like, okay, I'm about to sit down and just think about this crazy stuff. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is Just allow things to kind of go with the flow and have patience with yourself is what I'm saying. And instead of being so quick to jump the gun or jump the broom and, your usual actions on, how you would handle situations, these situations is having you really take some time to work things out. You're taking time for yourself, Leo. Because by the end of these transits, you're going to be you're going to be you, another version of you. You're going to be in a position, it's like you're the same person, but you're having these new experiences of yourself. Or you're the same person physically. Some of y'all might change your look altogether, but you are the same person. However, you're a different person at the same time. But you got to get serious about what that is and what that looks like for you for life changes. Because you got some new chances coming up. You got some new opportunities coming up. All signs, I have said. Maybe you need to look into counseling, mentorship. Some of you guys can work with children, mentor children. I'm just saying. But sometimes we need assistance. And whenever I see Sagittarius and I see that sign being transited, especially with Mercury, this is talking to someone as well. This is getting help where people can help you at and understanding that. Now, this is the thing. Some of you guys, you have some sort of gift, some sort of talent, some sort of hobby or something that, that you're in, or some sort of interest that you are going to decide to pursue, and you should. But Mercury is like, okay, let's get serious about what that is and what that looks like for you, because really that's what is coming up. So that full moon, there's a full moon in Taurus that is happening inside of your 10th house. And there's something that you might decide that you want to let go of. I just kind of see you making some sort of sacrifice. And I really feel like the sacrifice, it could be something in career. It could be to something that you worked on for a long time. And you're just like, okay, I'm going to have to let that go to start over or start on something else. Listen to me and listen to me good. Go check out my other videos that I did of these transits for the last couple months or so. And look at the storyline, how it builds up to this. Wherever, listen to me, and I'm not yelling at y'all. I'm just telling you, wherever you feel, okay, that you are comfortable at, and you're telling yourself that you are, okay, well, I'm staying here because, this is wherever you're feeling like you're being stagnant at, that's the thing that you have to possibly let go of. That's the thing that you have to come out your comfort zone about. Whatever, if you look like you're not, or you feel like you're not feeling humbled, and y'all think that humble means bad, like somebody sunned you. Somebody might sun you. But no. Y'all think that humble is bad because it's like, oh, well, what do I look like being humble? No. Humble is a good position, could be a good position to be in, because what it does is it takes us out of our head. It takes us outside of our ego to say, to stand along the side and stand in front of that ego and say, okay, you ego might not be helping me right now, because we really use our ego for protection. And our brain will tell us whenever we feel that we're having experiences or something, we're doing something different or having something new happening different. Our brain makes us, our brain sends this signal of kind of distress. Like, okay, wait, what is this? Even when we're happy about something, you notice that if you're about to go on a date, or you're about to go on a roller coaster, or whatever, you will have a stressful feelings at first, because it's something different. Because your brain wants to tell us, hey, protect yourself. I'm about to protect you. So it protects you in the form of ego. So ego is not all bad. However, humble says, okay, brain, I am glad that you are directing me and everything, but I am also a part of this situation here, this reaction. You stick to things like managing the cells and the functioning real quick. Let me make this decision. And humble puts you in a place to where you see another side of things, where you can say, okay, well, Right? Maybe this is not so fearful after all. Because the point that I'm trying to tell you this for is because I'm trying to tell you or let you know that your thought process could tell you all the things that's going to go wrong or why you should keep your ego and all that. And what it's doing is sacrificing, because there's some sort of sacrifice has to be made. But it's sacrificing and sabotaging the real experiences that you need to be having. That's all I'm saying. And we're inching on. But Leo, I have to make these emphasis to you about these developments. But good. Maybe you're going to reinvent yourself. Huh? Maybe some of y'all are going to finally follow your heart. Emphasis on children as well. So some of you guys might find out that you're having a child, or some of you guys might be having, your children are busy at this time, maybe even altercations with your children. So be careful with that, because, these days, these kids, they be getting smart and they be saying slick stuff and you be wanting to have to take them there, but you can't at the same time. Just watch those serious arguments and fights. I will say that. And if it ain't with children, it's in situations like that seeming a little bit immature, or, like the battles of the egos. But that full moon in Taurus, I'll come back for that. That's something that's ending in your career or something that you have been working at for a long time. Really is your comfort zone in these areas. So some of y'all might have to branch out. You might have to redefine yourself. All right. Okay. So thank you, Leo. Like I said, come back and we will talk about what that is more in depth. And we're going to measure against other transits, because Uranus is going to be there too. So there could be undeniable shakeups and changes happening in career with your public image that you don't have any control of. All right. So, and we'll talk about what that is. All right. Until next time, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I'll be back. Hello, Virgo. So we are here with Mercury retrograding in the sign of Sagittarius. That's happening in your fourth house. Mercury retrogrades in the sign of Sagittarius on November the 7th. So this is just right off the jump when the month of November opens up. I don't know what it is about October. I guess because I'm recording this in October, but it's the very end of October. I still have Halloween on my brain. But this is the thing. We know that shadow Mercury retrograde is in full effect, right, before the actual date of the transit. Now, not only do we have Mercury retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius, we're going to have Mars entering into the sign of Sagittarius on November the 4th. And this is all playing out in your fourth house. So what do we have here? More things dealing with family security, and even the way that you personally feel. Maybe wanting to spend some alone time, spend time with just your family, even yourself. And it could be many reasons bringing this about. But at the same time, there's interferences with that, because there could be errands that you have to run, things in your local immediate environment that you have to take care of, things dealing with the kids, things dealing with the siblings, because we're dealing with Mercury here. And just a lot of racing and thoughts mentally. Okay. So where you might just want to relax and not have to stress about things or worry about things. It could actually be something that you're reflecting on or thinking about that could be coming up for you to have to deal with. And this could be surrounding your home in family security life as well. This is the thing. Okay. I would say this. If I would tell, just understanding the signs and what the transit is meaning personally for each sign, according to other developments in the storyline that is playing out for each sign, I would say that you're definitely one of those signs that, even though you may want to press the gas on something, just take your time and watch things play out, see what happens, try not to worry, be more in the moment, be more in the present moment. This is what I have been having to actively do. Just really dealing with what I can day by day. Because being present gives us ways or places us in the trajectory of actually finding something that's going to work versus being overstimulated, over worried, overthinking things that we don't have any control over. Okay, but this is definitely coming up for you. I'm not surprised, guys. If you look inside of what's going on in the world today, for whatever reason that is going on, it's really making people feel insecure, unsecure, however you want to put it, needing to have to figure out ways to step outside of our comfort zone. But a lot of us know and lean towards or lean on the fact that, okay, well, whatever is going to happen is going to happen. I can't just come out and control the situation. So what can I do in my everyday life just to live life and be present for that and make the changes that I need to make and go from there? Because this particular transit is about us creating opportunities for ourselves. It's about us slowing down, taking a step back, seeing where we're being advised, seeing where it could be good information and, something that we could actually use or benefit from versus when it cannot be. And just really seeing to where we're being pushed past our normal expectancies for ourselves and others. So even dealing with other people, if you're feeling that, and I'm not saying that we should depend on other people to make us feel secure. That's a part of the reason why you understand detachment and you understand what it means to take time to yourself more than any other sign, right? So it's not about that necessarily for you, but at the same time, or depending on people to make us feel secure. But at the same time, I feel that a lot of people are over being involved in draining situations, involved in situations to where we feel we're made to feel on edge. We're made to feel like we're not enough. And it's, we're trying to meet these just ridiculous standards that other people are having for us, but yet they can't have for themselves in the situation. Is how we feel secure is when we prepare ourselves. We actually work towards healing our emotional state of being. We know who we are, and we only can really get to the bottom of that. Yeah, sure, we get to the bottom of that with interacting with other people because that's what relationships are about. However, we only can go to the level that we need to get to by understanding securely who we are as individuals. Because when we better ourselves individually and we tend to ourselves, our emotions and our feelings, and not have to rely on other people to do that for us, what it happens is we heal ourselves at a higher rate, greater level, and then we're able to work with other people in the way that we need to. And a lot of people are really figuring out their purpose right now versus being tied into limited situations. And this is no different for you. This is where your security lies. But yes, definitely new opportunities for some of you guys that work in the area of real estate, or insurance, anything dealing with financial, or finances when it comes to other people and things dealing with the family structure, the home structure, everything, appliances, things that's within that. And I get it. That's more of a second house too, like the appliances and stuff inside. But I'm looking at it as really a whole, when, so one of my acquaintances the other day was talking about how her water heater burst and water was just like leaking out, and this is affecting her home, her security, so getting it fixed. So someone that replaces water heaters, boom, and you happen to be a Virgo. Listen, I'm not saying you're gonna be working with her and specifically, you never know, but I'm saying this is how this could be a good time for you, but just more opportunities in this area to forge yourself, to move beyond income limitations. I think that some of you guys are deciding, okay, so what could I do without that is not necessary in order to preserve energy, finances, security. And then others is, how can you move past this level in the cover? You're just like, okay, so what else do I need to do? What level do I need to go to? What do I need to pursue? Some of you guys right now working at home or in online learning or education could definitely be something that is good for you right now. Like I told the other previous signs, Sagittarius is like that advisory energy. So this could be some of you guys too, that is connecting with people of experience when it comes to maybe buying, selling homes, experience with appraisals and insurance and all that. Get that outside help to help you work through or sort through anything that you feel like could become an issue later. And like I said before, to other signs. Don't just take one person's opinion and say to heart. Really get a second opinion. Get someone else's advice as well. And this is just experiences. So some of you guys could be wanting to or interested in moving and relocating in a different area, in a different part of the country, another country. And I feel like this could be good on expenses and security as well, because one area may take, excuse me, one living in the United States could be expensive, but living in another country may not be as expensive, So just really looking at that, living in one area of the United States may be expensive. Living in another one may not be so expensive. So you're just like adjusting yourself, but you're ready to just have new experiences outside of those that you typically have, that you were raised on. And it could be some sort of family dynamic that you have that is requiring you to do so. Right? So in home, people that's working in home, you have some sort of income in home business. If you have any financial setup to where you can make money while you're in your sleep, however the case may be, investments, stuff like that, there could be issues that comes up around that. But I feel that you're going to find out a way to work this out. Just be mindful of that, to where during Mercury retrograde, you're making wise investments. I will have to tell you on that matter, inform you on that matter. Other than that, you're putting together a vision, and you should be, what you want your family life to look like, like a home that you want to move into, something that you want to change up, or you want a different experience. That is what you're gearing up to do. Some of you guys might actually make these changes now, but some of you guys are going to, this awareness is going to come to you. So some of you guys might actually go get involved with somebody to where you combine families, or you start thinking about expanding on one or making one. Okay, so this is really good. So it's going to be like a word of caution, or it's going to seem like something you should worry about at first, but then you're going to see that missed opportunities or something didn't work out was for your better good, and you're going to start seeing the opportunities come in. You're going to be proactive around your home. You're going to be wanting to make it, if you move somewhere or you have to, you're going to be wanting to make it work for you, and just passionate about security, providing that way, new developments, the accomplishments that you're going to make, and you're just ready to really move forward in this area. That is great for you, Virgo. So thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can watch for sun and rising. But I will be back with more transits. As a matter of fact, you're going to have a full moon inside of your ninth house. Of experience. It's something that you're going to let go of. Something that you're going to let go of, and you're ready to have a more personal experience. Things that fulfill you versus what makes you comfortable. Okay, even though this is in your fourth house, this is personal experiences that you're about to start having. And I'm going to tell you, some people may or may not relate to it or understand it, especially if these are spiritual experiences. Okay, but I will be back, and hopefully I could post something tomorrow, another transit. And I have also other types of videos that I do on my channel, like synastry and just things dealing with the birth chart and sign personalities and things of that nature. So yes, until next time, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back. Hello, Libra. So we are back with you. Hope you guys had a great birthday season. But we're back with you for this Mercury retrograde in sign of Sagittarius, in your house of communication, a third house. And not only that, this is also Mars in your third house too. So now all of this is happening first week of November. Just keep that in mind. Mars on the 4th, Mercury will go in retrograde on the 7th, although you're going to feel it before that. This is definitely confrontations, possibly. This could be arguments, this could be fights, this could be misunderstandings and miscommunications. Okay? And just not seeing some things clearly. Although originally it can start off like that, but then Mercury retrograde is acting in a way to help you see things clearly. All right? So don't even worry about it. Just let things unwind, let things unfold for yourself. I'm not gonna lie, some of this is gonna take a little bit of effort on yourself. So if there is something that you are in conflict about with other people, somebody else, it could be a good time to reconcile or smooth things over or move forward. Now, this is the thing. If you're gonna just move forward, don't just move forward. Make sure that the proper communications are being said and being had. And I know sometimes you guys want to shy away from that because you don't like conflict. But only thing that happens is miscommunication happens down the line. The same issues keep coming up, Libra, because you're not really expressing what it is that you need to express. You're not really communicating certain things. And I feel like you're going to see this now. Now, with Mercury going retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius, it could be to where, yeah, you're ready to move forward. You want to confront things in your life and have these conversations and make changes and move past just daily occurrences. What's going on in your immediate life, what's going on with your siblings, and just other interesting aspects just with your mind in general. But the problem is some of you guys keep having negative thoughts, or you don't like the conflict of interest, right? So it's stopping you from really confronting the issues at hand. This could be like gossip too. So watch out and steer clear from gossip. So there could be things that said where somebody's not really telling you the complete truth, or you don't have the complete truth on something. So it's best if you get information right now, if it's not any life staking information to where, you need to say it, just sit with it until you find out the truth. So some of you guys are going to definitely find out the truth about something to where maybe you misunderstood it before, but now you're finding out the truth. Maybe people had some sort of misconception or misunderstanding about you, and they're seeing a different side, like they're seeing and they're understanding where you're coming from. I kind of feel like this. At some point, Libra, your goal should not be to try to prove certain things to people. And I'm not even saying that you typically do that. However, there could have been situations that recently or lately that really has people are questioning you, or it made you double question or maybe double think yourself. And, it's making you see that you got to be okay with yourself. You got to be good with yourself. It's really taking you back to what it is that who you are, what it is that you think about yourself, what it is that you want to do. You will see that your capabilities surpasses what you initially think about yourself, and where you think and feel like you have to wait on other people. It's like I told you, you don't have to. And I feel like quite a bit of you are definitely getting these insights to where you have been limiting yourself for a long time. And overall, you're being asked to break free from that, from those limitations. And a lot of you guys, what you don't understand is that you already have the go. You have the green light on something, but you're double thinking. You're operating in confusion. You don't want to make a decision. It's like, okay, well, if I make this decision over here, I'm missing out on this thing over here. But you're not really. Active decision making is a big part of manifestation. You do know that. Sometimes I get it. It's like, and you've been an air sign, it's not wanting to make the wrong decision, not wanting to be stuck in something. However, like I told you, a lot of times not making a decision is still making a decision. The only thing that you're doing is you're causing other people to be in charge of the direction that your life goes. Okay, so this, we really got to think about that. But something that you could have been thinking about, or you could have been feeling defeated about, you're finally overcoming it, or you're realizing that you overcame it. It's time for new experiences for you. And some of you guys want to get away from, now, if this is something that you have not done now, you're planning for this. You want to get away from some sort of environment that you're already in. You want to move away. You want to do something different. You want to sustain. Is that the way, what I'm supposed to be saying? And you want to create or manifest. You want to facilitate a life for yourself that far succeeds that you came from. And it starts with you and the way that you believe. You don't think the same. You're not thinking the same as those roots what you were originally taught, your original environment and affiliations. You are thinking past that, if you get what I'm saying. So now you're thinking, okay, now maybe this is you independently. Maybe you're dealing with someone that you have to do this with, or they're telling you, okay, this is the next step. I kind of feel like you need to put your compromise is good, but you need to put your next steps in front of that and hold it just as much as high regard as anything, as other people that's in your life and what they have going on, because they're going to make sure they hold their stuff in high regard. But this is the thing. You have to get ready. You're getting ready to make these changes that put you in a position to where you're surpassing your experiences in your environment, how you were raised, all of that. And it's going to require you to think differently. It's going to require you to believe differently. It's going to require a lot of you at the forefront of the decision making. So get ready for that. Get ready for that. Now, and with Mars and Sagittarius here too, once this is going to operate like dominoes lined up. Once you start, it's going to be hard. It's going to be, all you're going to see is like these opportunities after opportunities after opportunities that is just set out for yourself because of you operating in the driver's seat. Yeah, so Libra, you are more in control than you know. And it's all about the way you think. Now, like I said, will there be, or could there possibly be gossip or rumors or he said, she said? Yes, it could be. So pretty much take things at a grain of salt, or and especially if you don't have enough details or information to act immediately or act during Mercury retrograde. Just wait, let Mercury go direct, and I don't know when the date is that it's going to happen. That's going to happen, but through Mercury, just while Mercury is retrograde, and it's usually retrograde for about 3 weeks. I didn't get the date, and I don't really feel like going to try to hustle through here and look it up. But while Mercury is retrograde for pretty much the month of November to the last week of November, and really you have to really give it through the month of November, because we have the shadow period. But I would say get through the first couple weeks, start to see things clearly, think clearly, get all the information you need. It's best to really stay out of situations where you are being drawn in the middle, or it's when you're picking sides or thinking that you know enough information, there is something that you possibly don't know. So just let the transit show you and reveal to you. Let it do what it's supposed to do. Okay. I love letting people know this and reminding people of this, because I think that people feel like they can get in control of these things, and really the only thing that we're ever really in control of is ourselves. So, but yes. All right. So this is you getting clear on the next steps that you want to take and you're going to take. Okay. All right. So thank you, Libra, for joining me. Until the next time, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back covering other transits that's happening the month of November. All right. Thank you. Hello, Scorpio. Okay, so for you guys, Mercury is going retrograde in your second house on November the 7th. You also have Mars entering into your second house on November the November the 4th, and then you have Mars in your sign now. So you should have been feeling the momentum. You should have been feeling the drive to move forward past limitations, places that you were stuck at, and just getting revitalized, just seeing things clearly, having some sort of vision, and not just having that, but actively moving towards that and moving forward that. moving forward. And then here we go. Okay, so we get to your second house of, let's just say this is the second house is ruled by Taurus. It's not your favorite thing. However, it's not when it's dealing with matters in this practical, literal sense. And for you, you know, you like to be more into filling things out space, and energy being inside of your second house is more about making practical or gaining practical results out of physical things that you're doing, things that you're owning, things that you are accumulating. Like I said, now for you, because we can't leave the second house without acknowledging the worth, the financial worth, the net worth, however you should put it, your self-worth is all here. And this is just really nudging you to, you know, I'm not saying put a price on it, but I am saying really when you're asserting yourself, even when you're doing something as simple as selling stuff, because let's say you're just, or purchasing something, you know, I feel like for you, you want to get the most out of what it is that you are selling. So if you're selling some sort of possession or something that you have, or you want to buy it, you want quality merchandise, quality stuff. And this is what you got whatever you got your eye set or your sight set on, this is what you feel like you want to work towards. And as a matter of fact, you want to, or you're going to be moving to the next level of what that looks like. I mean, Sagittarius is here. This is the thing. Mercury is going retrograde. So for some of you guys, this is what you're figuring out. You're figuring out, like assessing what you have, and you're figuring out what it is that you want to accumulate, or you see it. Because I look at Sagittarius as the overall vision that we have. You're seeing it. You're putting the pieces together. This is about knowing what you want. This is about knowing what you want to obtain, and then going for it in the best way possible. And some of you guys, you're feeling that, you know, where you're at and what you want to achieve. Like some of you guys are not living up to your best or maximum quality of life, and you know, in what you feel that you can be gaining. You could be doing more. Like some of you guys could be pretty talented, or if it's not something about your individual talent, it's because I get this is not the fifth house. This is just about just overall the productivity that you are receiving from the work that you're doing, because you're just like, okay, well, and let's just be honest, a lot of you guys are not really satisfied with where you're at. That is great. The best thing is, and the most important thing is knowing this. It's not really about rushing. It's about putting things in place. Scorpio, I always say that, because when you speak about vision or the overall picture, you have to identify. Okay, so here we go. You have to identify where you want to be, and then you have to be willing to work towards that. Okay. So if you're being rather stubborn, or you feel like the energy around you is being kind of stubborn right now, just don't give into it in a sense to where you feel trapped or limited. Just understand that this is just something that you're working through, and you still have your sight set on what it is that you want to obtain. Some of you guys, listen, you're dealing in situations to where you're not really getting what you feel like you're worth out of it and what you're putting in. Okay, but you have to understand, at the level that you're at, the position that you've placed yourself in, then you can't really expect more from that point of view, from that place. Okay, some of you guys, now I'm not gonna lie, some of you guys, there could be an instance to where you are able to receive some sort of raise or something else, some other added income. This could be some of you guys that's into investments. You know, like doing investments, like the whole Bitcoin thing, you know, trading, that type of stuff. Some of you guys that's into that. I will say, since Mercury is retrograde here, you have to really be careful that, and make sure that you're informed about like stocks and whatever you're investing in. Make sure you're informed, because there could be possessions or things that you go to purchase that is not the best of quality, or is, you know, you get ripped off a little bit or it's just not the best quality investments. It's not the best investments that you could possibly make. Like I said, do your information, do your research on whatever it is that you're investing in, and just take your time. Like if something doesn't feel right, and you guys are really big with this, if something doesn't feel right, then don't go rushing the process. Don't go rushing it. But there's some insights and developments that you could possibly gain on where you have been limiting yourself, and then you're going to be working towards building on that, or working towards educating yourself, informing yourself, doing the paperwork, doing the applications, however you want to do, or however you want to put it in order. Some of you guys are going to feel like going to school is the best thing for you, or furthering your schooling and training skill sets. Okay, things that you're learning. Some of you guys could possibly be talking to a counselor or a therapist or a mentor to help you through certain situations. Like I said, if you're doing things like stocks. Now, some of you guys could be professional, or you could be experienced in a certain area, and you're helping other people. Like, you can make money helping other people as well doing these things. But like I said, Sagittarius to me is definitely is the sign of mentorship, counseling, therapy, experience, and it's time for you to have some new experiences. Okay, and don't shy away from people or getting help or speaking with somebody that can help you with your finances, help you with how you're trying to what you're trying to transition in, what it is that you're moving towards, and furthering yourself. Mercury's here, Mars is here at the same time, so you're going to want to get a rush, that feeling of rush, go, but Mercury's going to slow you down here, and it could literally seem like you have blocks or something coming up against what it is that, you know, your desired outcome in this area, your finances. Is not. And if it is, it's not for long. This is about preparation and preparing yourself for where it is that you're trying to go and where it is that you need to go. I feel like you guys are going to do good. Now, where there's a full moon is inside of your 7th house of partnerships and interactions with other people. So this might be you kind of getting along, getting to yourself, and making sure that you're able to independently make your own choices and make sure that it's not necessarily tied in to what somebody else is doing. Because with the full moon in your 7th house that's happening, there could be instances or like some sort of dependency that you have on other people, or some sort of significant relationship or person that you have to let go of. But with this dependency, you know, that you might have with other people, it could limit you when you need to be using that energy, using that time to act independently. See where there's self-growth that you have to assess, and put your work and put your focus and put your time into that. I promise you, things in the 2nd house, that in its Taurus energy, because we're dealing with the 2nd house, and then we're dealing with full moon in Taurus in your 7th house. So it's really about your self-worth. It's really about yourself. It's building on that in a practical way. Okay, building your portfolio, building on something that you already learned, adding to your possessions, whether you're making more money to do this or income. 2nd house is saving accounts too. So some of you guys, you're planning for something in the future, then you have to, you might need a savings account, or you might need to put money away or something, or some sort of resources away for that. Okay. And you're looking up information, you're looking into information, you're seeing what it entails. I mean, I feel like as long as you stay on this route, you should be great. You should be good. I don't have too many problems with you guys, but this energy is making you refocus what you want to gain, what you want to earn, the quality of life that you want to be living, something you're planning for. So take the time to do that this month. All right. And I think Venus is going to be entering your sign too. In November. Is that November? It's the first week of November for sure. Oh wait, I got things messed up here. It's the first week of November, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm gonna come back and do some more of these transits, so get a 6. This is good for making money, relationships, and having those work in your favor. All right, but I will be back to cover those transits. So right now, you know, with Mercury going retrograde in your 2nd house and Mars being there, there's that push-pull effect. There's definitely progression, but you have to do the proper research. You have to have the understanding. You have to have the clarity. So what you're doing is preparing. You need to do like a vision board or something like that to help you. So what is that you want? What you're trying to obtain? Where are you at now? What do you need to do to get there? What do you need to let go of to get there? All right. Okay. So thank you, Scorpio. This is being Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, and Mars is also going to be joining Mercury there. So this is a very powerful moves that you can make for yourself. Just take your time, whatever it looks like, don't get stuck on that, because that's you playing with your mind, getting played with. It's just time. It's just what you don't get now, you'll gain later, if this is something that you want to work towards. All right. Thank you. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Hello, Sagittarius. Okay, so Sagittarius, wow. Let's just go ahead and say that Mercury is going retrograde in your sign, and Mars is also in your sign. So Mars is making you feel that you want to be productive. Mars being in your sign, make you feel like you want to be productive, full steam ahead. You're getting your momentum back. You're starting to see things make sense again in your life, and you're starting to feel like if you don't, you will, because Mars in your sign is giving you this position to where you're able to get back on top of things that maybe you feel like you lost that control over, or maybe you feel like things were so far out of your control and just happening that you really didn't have the time to make adjustments. You were just going with the flow, going with the punches. This is the time for you to actively get back in control of that direction, because you are the half horse. All right. So yes, movement is happening. However, since Mercury is going retrograde in your sign as well, it's still feeling, there's some things that you need some clarity on. There's some things that you need to do, that you need to accomplish, that you need to have happen first. So this is you moving forward in steps. Okay, so when you want to just take off and charge forward, back yourself up, pace yourself, see the developments that's coming up for you. I will say that there are, conflicts of interest, and people trying to come towards you, and people want to be involved with you, and people want to be active in your life. And it could just seem like a lot going on at one time. I'm going to be honest with you. This is why you have to prioritize yourself, and prioritize your needs, and prioritize your vision. Okay. Because even though other people need you, or they, whatever they need, or whatever they're needing from you, you have some things actively going on in your life where you're going to have to put your foot down, Sagittarius. I'm sorry. You do have Uranus in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships, and I feel like a lot of you guys are just ready to be done with dealing with these people, these situations, and the shenanigans that comes behind that. So you're just going to put that on hold for a second, especially because I'm going to tell you, Uranus is moving back into the sign of Taurus on November the 7th. And so when it moves back into Taurus, it's going to move back into your 6th house of work. Okay, so once again, because I felt like you were starting to, and some of you guys could possibly feel this now, it's like you were starting to kind of get in control or gain some sort of, some sort of steady, consistent flow in a way that you wanted things to work. Maybe with your health, maybe with routine, responsibilities. With Uranus going back into the sign of Taurus, this is going back into your 6th house. There's going to be unpredictedness. There's going to be random stuff that's coming up. There's going to be responsibilities that you're going to have to handle, but then there's more responsibilities that you're going to have to handle. There's going to be you needing to develop a system that works. Okay, because that's what this is all about. This could be a time for some of you guys to really break free and go do some work, or something that you've been working on that may help you go into business for yourself or make extra money. That could be an interest or an area of focus that you put your time and interest towards. But just know that keep your routine, keep what you have in mind with the direction you want to go in, but be flexible, because you're going to need it. Be as flexible as possible without encroaching all the way on your boundaries when it's it's coming to dealing with other people. But this is more about your work. It's just more about things you have to do. Really cut down on stuff that you don't need to focus on, and or make some type of schedule or plan. Like, okay, well, I hang out with you guys, but I have work to do. That is something that you're going to have to prioritize, or is going to be forced for you to prioritize whether you want to or not. I just want to go ahead and make that clear. And then you have a full moon also that's going to be happening inside of your 6th house of work and responsibilities. Also that same, like I think the day after there's gonna be a full moon. I'm gonna do a transit video on that as well, and this is something ending at work. Okay, or the way that you're working. All right. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to really feel like you can't depend on one income or depend on this income at your job or something. I really do feel like that's going to be the result for a lot of you guys. But here we go. And then we're going to have Venus entering in your 12th house too. So this is like, I don't know, guys, somebody have a crush on you, some sort of secret love affair, another way to make money through maybe some hidden talents or some hidden avenues or channels that maybe you weren't really privy to, that you're going to be finding out. Mercury is going retrograde inside your sign as well. So really just take your time. The more that you could be active or proactive, that's great. But at the same time, coming from the observer's point of view, just don't be definite about anything. Okay? Listen, you guys might be feeling snappy, like you want to. I'm not saying don't speak your mind and don't speak your piece, but it's just like I told Gemini. When you get Mercury, you put it in Sagittarius, there's a lot of growth that can happen. There's a lot of blessings that can happen. Look. But it's causing for you to have growth in the process, and it's causing for you to be alert. Like, look for these things. You get what I'm saying? Communicating about these things. You could be in a place and you speak to the right person at the right time, and an opportunity can unfold for you just like that. Okay, so be aware. Just because there could be little fights and arguments that you get brought into, or that could be, people trying to confront you, or you could be very impatient and snapping at people because of the fact that there will be so much going on. Just brace yourself, because if the more that you don't lose focus, Sagittarius, and allow these moments in time to show and prove why you don't want to be stuck in a certain situation, pertaining to your job, pertaining to your work, pertaining to what your experience, and allow these moments to push you towards doing what you need to be doing to get out of these situations. All right. So even with that being said, there could be a lot of developments at work. A lot of you guys are going to be progressing, and it's because of the energy that you're going to be asserting in. Like, this is the right time for Mars to be inside of your sign. I will say that, because it's going to act as an energizer, making you like a freaking superhero, the way that you're handling things. And you could have felt like you should have been dropped off, or you should have been given up, but you haven't. Okay, because it's time for growth and it's time for progression for you, Sagittarius, and that's good. I'm happy for you. Okay, so you could be feeling you're looking great too. Like, you're looking attractive, you looking appealing, you look like you know what you're doing, you look like you're lucky and you're blessed. But it's you are the person that's actually doing the work. And I hate when people feel like, oh yeah, well, you're just lucky. It's like, okay, well, granted, I'm thanking God that God's on my side, but do you not understand how much work or what I'm doing to make this happen? Okay, so but this Mars is giving you the momentum that you need. You're going to get clarity on certain situations. As a matter of fact, the more that you can keep your cool, people are going to be coming to you because they want insight, they want communication, they want understanding, they want information. Okay, they want to talk to you, they want to communicate with you about past situations. There are going to be things that comes to the light that was either going on behind your back, or you just wasn't privy to, or even you facing your fears. And somebody might be facing their fears towards you to let you know how they feel about something. All right, so just keep an open mind, and I'm gonna be back to cover more transits, but right now this is Mercury retrograde and Mars in your sign. I mean, hey, it's giving you some power, so definitely use it. Be the person that is in charge of yourself, and don't let people break you. Okay, just stay strong. All right, thank you, Sagittarius. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back. Thank you. Hello, Capricorn. Okay, so Capricorn, you have Sagittarius in your 12th house. So Mercury is sitting in your 12th house, and it definitely will be going retrograde in your 12th house by because I think Mercury could be in Scorpio. Well, it's going to retrograde into Sagittarius November the 7th. Okay, so right now you could be possibly feeling a little bit of fear arising for certain things that you feel like you don't have control over. Okay. And keep steady. Okay. Keep steady. And Mercury sitting here is going to expose a lot of truths for you. Now, that could be putting some of you guys in a vulnerable situation, a vulnerable place, or even a place of healing, because there could be instances to where situations, experiences, feelings, things that maybe you try to block out that maybe you need to face about now, or it'll be situations that you're drawn in or you brought in that's going to be helping you do this. And this is just you clearing away, because Sagittarius sitting in your 12th house, you like to be rigid sometimes and stubborn. Sagittarius in your 12th house is not allowing you to do that, because it's working against you, and your rigidity or stubbornness is working against the developments that you need to make in your life. I look at Sagittarius as the mentor, the counselor, the therapist. Some of you guys, some of y'all might be good in the field of psychology, because you could talk to people, or something that you do helps relieve people of their stress. Okay, now whatever that is for you, or you may be good. You may actually be good with helping people. So that's something for some of you guys, that could be a good direction for you to go in, especially like if you're trying to decide what's next for you. Maybe there's some more training that you need to get. This is you going to college, you going to school, you continue in your education, but there's some fear around it because you feel like, okay, well, you don't know the developments, or there's some sort of mystery or things you don't know around that process. I get it. So watch out for that. But Mars is here. So this is actively, it's like bringing on these situations for you that are emotional for you, like growing pains or something, but yet you have to travel through these waters. You have to navigate through this. It's just a process. And if the more that you could just embrace what it is that you're experiencing and facing your fears and letting those emotions come up and letting truth prevail, the insight that you're getting, and talk about what could be bothering you, or talk about, when we're in positions of not knowing sometimes, especially Capricorns, could stay complacent there because you're just like, okay, well, what I don't know won't hurt me. But no, Mercury being here is saying, no, what you don't know can hurt you. Okay? Because you don't want to be left out of the new developments and opportunities that's coming up for you. Okay? And then there's assistance here. So when you least expect it, don't be afraid of rejection and fearing the things that's the unknown. The only thing you can do is just understand that you don't have the answers to everything, but you're going to be gaining. There's going to be so much clarity that's coming up for you and clearing the way for you to move forward in your life. But you have to trust the process. This is something that's gearing you up. Your birthday's coming up, and the sun is about to come back around to you. But when it gets there, you're going to be ready. You're going to be prepared for those next steps. Right now, go with the flow a little bit. Okay. Now, you're going to have a full moon that is definitely happening in your 5th house of self-expression, of creativity, following your heart, your children. Okay, so there could be some big developments coming up around your children that are happening, and you're helping them transition through these steps, through these progress to or their progressions that they're making, or whatever steps that they're taking, the next steps in their lives, and there's focus there. This is also you changing. You might get this inkling that, and there could be some sort of skill or some sort of hobby or something that you find new, some sort of interest, or that even if it's not new, maybe there's new developments on it. Like you always knew that you had it, but you didn't utilize it or whatever. So this is, letting go of something that is limiting you from having fun, from expressing yourself, from being yourself. And, sometimes too, you have to understand that everything is not about fun. I get that. I feel like you know that more than anybody. So there might be a little bit of seriousness that you have to zoom in on or hone in on, especially to get the type of developments that you want to get. And especially like if there's some sensitive areas that's happening for you right now. But really, like I said, Capricorn, it's just growing pains. Okay. It's just growing pains. And there's something even for some of you guys from your childhood that you're holding on to. I think that that's another emotional or sensitive spot for you, because the changes that you're making, you're seeing yourself literally change from childhood to adulthood, or childhood, something that happened to you in your childhood, to something that you don't have to hold on to, you know, and it's just going through the growth process and the steps of that. Man, that's pretty interesting. I would say for you, so that we don't get too lost in or worried about controlling this, I say that just let things go. Let things go when you feel like it's out of your control, and just see what's coming up for you. And I feel like that's where you'll find healing. That's where you'll find a lot of answers that you need and insight. Okay. Because Venus is also going to be transiting inside your 11th house. So this is you developing new friendships, or friends or associates or affiliates are there to help you. There's other people that's going through the same thing that you might be going through or experiencing. So you're not alone. So keep that in mind through this particular transit. And you might find out like a friend or something that's interested in you. Okay. All right. So Capricorn, I'm going to stop right there because I don't want to harp on it. All right. So thank you for joining me. You can look at your sun and rising for this particular transit. If you want to look at your moon, go ahead. But, because that could be important for some of you guys too. But, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I definitely will be coming back to cover some of the other transits that's happening for the month of November. Thank you. Hello, Aquarius. So Aquarius, thank you for joining me for this particular video covering Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. Now, I also wanted to point out the fact that Mars is going to be in Sagittarius as well. And where is this happening? Wow, in the 11th house of you. So this is you gaining some sort of momentum back. For some reason, a lot of your experiences lately has been by way of other people, whether you wanted to be dealing with other people or not. And I feel like this is just not going to stop, because even though you're the sign of Aquarius, this energy being inside your 11th house, this is you touching bases again, reconnecting again, rekindling things, having memories, going to places, visiting places, communicating with friends. Okay, so this could be friends getting back together. This could be reunions, homecomings. I don't know. This is gearing up towards the holiday season, and you know how you start planning for meetups and things of that nature. So for you though, that's what's happening with Mercury retrograde. People coming back around. Okay, it's up to you on how you choose to deal with these situations. I feel like there could be some people that you want in your life, and you're going to be letting that be known to these individuals, or they're going to be letting that be known to you. Okay, so right now you're just like, okay, who do I want in my life as a friend, or who do I not want in my life? We're figuring that out. I kind of feel like for you, this will be good. It's just, maybe this could be memories of friends as well. Like you're thinking about friendships that you had, significant friendships and associations. You could even be thinking about something that you want. Maybe you wanted it and then you let it go because you didn't feel like it was going to happen, or maybe the timing wasn't right. And right now it's coming back up again for you to reapproach or to relook at, take a visit. And I feel like you'll realize that whatever this is that's coming back around again is part of your future. It's something that you want there. So, acts of humanitarianism is also there for some of you guys, that if you're able to form some sort of plan, or you are able to put something in motion that helps other people, that could be great or beneficial to you. You have the support. I mean, I don't know, maybe there could be something that you can host when it comes to, your friends and situations, your affiliates. I kind of feel like, maybe for some of you guys, it's something that you want to let go of in order to move forward, move past. Some of y'all literally do need to move past old affiliations and interactions and friendships Some of you guys do, like, need to let it go, need to be done, so that you can get yourself involved with in the right affiliations and with the right friendships. And it just really is getting you close. I feel like overall, this is asking you or talking to you about your vision, Aquarius. Where do you see yourself? Some of you guys, that's online. Maybe you're going to do some sort of online training or school or something, or some sort of retreat might be good for you, some sort of spiritual retreat, something that you can learn. I really do feel big in teaching too, because you could be doing something to where you're teaching others, and some of you guys have this skill set, something that you can teach others that they're going to come to you for, especially yes, if it's going to help them in any way, shape, or form. That's probably why you got people coming to you now, by the way, if that's what's happening. Now, you're going to have a full moon in your 4th house. So there's something, I feel like, preventing you from this forward movement when it comes to friends, something you want to rekindle, something you want to move past, something you want to develop. You're in your comfort zone. And not that home and family should not be your comfort zone, but there is something there that's preventing you from moving forward. You get what I'm saying? So you're letting you, like, something that's making you comfortable or keeping you comfortable or complacent. Maybe it could be your own personal feelings, or something that you're in that you could be trying to be traditional about, but your life is really calling for you to serve your purpose. And it could look different from other people. I kind of feel like for some of you guys, I'm acting as more of a as someone that is affirming what it is that you already know, versus telling you about yourself. It's versus telling you that this is what you're seeking, your soul is seeking, what you're here for. It's like affirming it, because without the affirmations, I feel like a lot of you guys just, like, you know it, you can sense it, but there's something that you're still trying to hold on to that's not really there for you to hold on to, if that makes sense. That's interesting. Wow. So your family situation or dynamic can also change with this full moon happening in your 4th house. I don't want to talk too much about that because I'm going to come and cover that transit later. But you are going to have Venus inside of your 10th house. So this could be something that you get recognized. Whatever you do, you can make money off of it, as far as career or some sort of goal that you can work towards, and you can gain some sort of public recognition. All right. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk about Venus entering the sign of Scorpio. But for right now, rekindling friendships, deciding who it is that you want in your life, moving forward with that, and what is your overall vision? Like, do you need to revise it of what it is that you want? And how you getting there? Let time show you this while Mercury is retrograde in Sagittarius. All right, so thank you, Aquarius, for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I definitely will be back. Hello, Pisces. So right now, what's coming up, I don't know why I'm saying right now, but what's coming up, November the 7th, is Mercury retrograding back into the sign of Sagittarius, which is inside of your 10th house. Okay. And Mars is also in your 10th house. So this could be public. This is about the public. You being seen public. You have, your public image, something that you're doing. If it's pertaining to your image, and I don't know, because Mercury's here, and let me tell you, it could be some sort of conflict that you could be in, and it plays out publicly, or people gossiping or talking about you from something that they see you do publicly, or something that you do. Okay, so just it doesn't have to be good or bad gossip, but it definitely can be gossip. Okay, because we have Mercury here. But a lot of you guys could be revising something that you have been working on or revisiting it. Okay, I see this a lot of times where, let's say you started something, maybe you started some sort of education, or maybe it's something that you initiated. When I say education, I mean maybe you're going back to school or something, and it's been choppy. It's like a start and stop. So you're at the place where you stop again. Right now, you're bringing it back around for you to revisit this, to finish it. Maybe certain experiences that you had showed you like, okay, yeah, I don't want to be stuck where I'm at, so I need to finish school, or I need to, move and relocate, or I need to plan what's my overall vision. I need to plan for something bigger, something more. It could be blessings that you're coming across or you're receiving in helping you further your career. So some of you guys might be getting some sort of promotion, progression, or raise. Some of you guys could be like a broadcaster, like if you're someone that broadcasts or you talk in media or you distribute information, there could be gossip around that, or you could be seeing like guys on public platforms and stuff. And if this is something like you're in media or something like that, this could be good for a lot of you Pisces that do that. And then another thing, you could be learning stuff from other people. There might be something that you need work on or you need help on with what it is that you're developing, what it is that you're working towards. You could be learning stuff from other people to help you do that. So there's no need for you to feel trapped. There's no need for you to feel stuck, because if you, right, seriously, think about taking something online too. Like some of you guys, ministers or something that you do, you might do good with doing this. I seriously know a Pisces woman that that's pastoring, or she ministers to people, but she's trying to go the regular brick and mortar route. But maybe this just really came to me. Online, she might want to try putting together messages or doing her little ministering thing online and uploading it. Okay, so but new developments in career. Now, if you feel like you don't have anything, are there, or you don't have everything, right? Maybe you don't, but you're preparing for that, because Mercury retrograde is going to show you where, you're still building, or, it's going to show you the developments. As a matter of fact, it can act as, it can look like a challenge or challenges being presented. Because let's say you're just trying to move forward, but then you go to apply for school, but then they're talking about, oh, well, you can't take this class, or you can't do this, or you can't do that, or you need this turned in, or this application done, or whatever. Those could come and look like barriers or challenges. So just be mindful of that, because there might be something that you have to refill out, or you have to go over. Okay, great. All right. But it doesn't matter. Let that happen. And just keep your overall vision in the course of that in mind. All right. So great. This is huge development for your career. All right. It depends on what you do, what you do with the results. Okay. Because a lot of truth is coming out. I will tell you that. And then you have a full moon that's happening in your third house. Yeah, because you might have been holding on to certain secrets or holding on to something, and you're finally going to talk, or you're going to speak. Maybe you're going to speak how you feel. Maybe you're going to say the truth. Whatever the case may be is there, and you deserve to. Pisces, y'all know I'll always be rooting y'all on to do this, right? So a lot's going to get exposed, or it could be. You could be truth telling. You could be doing the exposing, especially like if you're doing broadcasting and stuff like that. But whatever this information is, it is here to help set you free mentally as well. Okay. Free from your siblings or your immediate environment. Something about that you need to let go of. And it's time to expand in your belief system. It's time to manifest what you want inside of life through expanding in the way that you do things, the way that you believe, and accepting and understanding the truth that's coming in. Okay? I've really figured out that all this time it wasn't really about the fact that Pisces is unintelligent. Pisces doesn't know the truth. Pisces was trying to save a lot of people from the truth. Because you knew that they couldn't handle it. My God, on today. And Venus is going to be transiting your ninth house as well. on November the 7th in Scorpio. So yes, this is more facing your fears, and this is you. Maybe you're going to do this through other people that is going to receive you well, or that's supporting you. And even if it's backlash, it's just showing you, okay, you know what, fine. I know where I don't need to be the savior anymore, and really setting you free. Wow, this is, and you're doing it by way of facing your fears, really. Okay, but I'll come back for that Venus and Scorpio transit, you know, and this is, you're going to find out something, or you're going to become aware of something that shows you where you've been holding yourself back of a lot, Pisces. And it's going to cause you to have to act independently. I mean, some of you guys, you could be having the help or support from a Scorpio, but it's really about the transformation process that takes place for you in order to help you make these movements. So good. Yep, we're moving forward in your career. If it seems like there's challenges comes up, oh well, handle those challenges and just keep it copacetic. All right, Pisces, so thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back to cover more transits for the month of November. All right, thank you.